friend. I just don't want our friendship to end. You are my buddy, my only friend. So please don't let our friendship end.
And welcome to the Mezzo
I didn't know you were
Podcast.
recording.
It's your host, A.L. Sanders.
And C.W. Sanders.
He's in a mood.
I'm not in a mood.
It's
You're in a
fun.
mood. I'm in a great mood.
We are in a good mood.
Great mood. I'm in a great mood.
Sorry.
You're
we are in a
good
great mood.
You're in a good mood.
Great
I'm in a
mood.
great mood.
Great mood.
I'm in a great mood.
Great mood.
What up, guys?
Here we are
Welcome
again.
to the Mesoscale Podcast. I am your host, C.W. Sanders. I want to say it again.
I'm keeping it in there.
I know.
Editor. You better not take it out.
Yeah, you better not. You fool. Foolio. G-Dog.
All right, here we go. Also, really quickly, did we like the editor who did it just barely on the third episode, or
I
did
did.
we like the first and second episode better?
I like the third episode more.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
All right, you ready?
Hello.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome to
I think you've started
the
every
Mesoscale Podcast.
with that.
Oh, a fun little...
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I love my friend's stories. I want to read today. I love my friend's stories. I love to read them now. And when we read them, I will cry some tears of joy today. I love to read my friends' stories, and now we read right now.
Wow, you really are crying.
Yeah, I think I held out those notes too long.
I didn't think you were actually
I'm a big
crying.
boy. I'm a big boy.
I didn't think you would actually cry.
Oh, that was for our audience. That's for our
That was
audience.
beautiful.
It's for our friends, not our audience. Our friends.
Friends.
That's what we're gonna call them. It's like when
No.
a teacher, when a teacher's getting like a little bit too friendly with a student. She's like, "You're not my student. You're my friend." It's like, all right, you fucking freak.
That makes me feel uncomfortable.
You never had a teacher call you that?
No.
I had.
You know what?
It's weird. It's creepy.
I know we're the squad. We're the Mezzo Squad.
Mezzo Squad.
Mezzo Squad.
Squad. Mezzo
We're the Mezzo
Squad.
Squad. I know that. We are that.
We roll. We bankroll.
So
Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
Yeah, we ballin'.
We're starting two things. Mezzo Squad and You've Been Scaled.
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl that she's that high in the one. But
Wow,
the
we are so
kid is
musical.
not my son. Ow!
All right. Now with the C.W. Sanders musical career,
Ow!
he
You know what they call it when the kid from Home Alone starts weightlifting?
what?
Macaulay Bulkin.
That was stupid. Yes.
Ow!
Now onto the story. I haven't seen my dad in 10 years. Now he's standing at my window by MeticulousAnxiety.
Take 3.
Take 50 million times.
Content warning.
Alcoholism.
Abuse.
Why now? What could be so important that he'd now, somehow, some way, find me here after all this time? I've moved no less than 4 times in the last decade, each time to a new state, New York, Vegas, LA. Sometimes I saw him. Last time I saw him was at our old trailer in Crenshaw County, Alabama. when I was just 18. Yet, against all odds, he stands over here, 25. Stop it! Stop it, dog! Stop it!
Oh, Mochi just wants her toys.
If you do it again, no.
She
No.
really wants her toys.
No. Stop, dog. Last time I saw him was at our old trailer in Crenshaw County, Alabama, when I was just 18. Yet again, against all odds, he stands here over 2,500 miles away, and over 10 years later in Tacoma, Washington at 3:39 a.m., tapping on my window. I had even changed my name. As soon as I could afford it, I got it changed. I didn't want his last name anymore. What good is a legacy if it's spent looking for purpose at the bottom of a bottle? I've heard of drinking away your past, but he managed to drink away his future in the process. The name change was a start, but it was far from catharsis. Even though without the name, I still carried his burdens, the weight of his failures, his shortcomings, and by proxy of a tainted bloodline, I was an embodiment of the shame and guilt. The scars I bear were a constant reminder of that. Burned scars from smoldering cigarettes, welts and bruises from thrown bottles, lacerations so deep it still feels like they've been bleeding for over a decade. He wasn't a large man, but when he swung his belt, hell, it felt like that belt was big enough to hold up the pants of Goliath himself. God, how I long to be as David. So much attitude in
Some
him.
of these lines are just fucking so sick.
I know, these are
Like,
really good.
He wasn't a large man, but when he swung his belt, it felt like the belt was big enough to hold up the pants of Goliath himself. God, how I long to be as David is such a cool line.
It is so good.
Good.
So much anger and hatred. So many years of abuse and alcoholism. For what? For bad attitudes and smart remarks? For not knowing better? How could I, when my mentor was always either possessed by a violent bloodlust or one sip away from a complete liver failure? For running away from him, away from the shambles and broken pieces of a dream of a normal family, a dream he robbed me of. It wasn't me, it was never me, it was him. Always him. It took me longer than I'd like, but I had come to terms with that. I had finally let go of the past, of the trauma, of the guilt, until now, until I laid eyes on him again, standing, silent and still, outside my bedroom window. The emotions came in waves: anger, sadness, shame, self-reproach, but they fleeted as quickly as they came, except for one. The feeling that roosted itself deep within my chest, that clawed at the back of my throat, quelling any sound that sought escape, was morbid intrigue. You see, I know now why he's come. I know who he is and what he wants. What I'm not sure of, however, is how. I'm not sure how, because I know where. I know where I buried him 10 years ago.
And that's the end of I Haven't Seen My Dad in 10 Years. Now He's Standing at My Window by Meticulous Anxiety. I will admit, this one locked me in. And if we weren't like fucking around for like that entire first more than 3 halves, I feel like it. I don't even know how to say it. I just locked in. Like, the lines that he dropped were insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of these were crazy.
It was because it's only, if we look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10-ish paragraphs.
Mm-hmm.
For it being a 10-paragraph quick short story, phenomenal word choices. Phenomenal way that they wrote these sentences.
Is
is my
smooth.
personal opinion.
Yeah, no, it was super smooth.
Super smooth. They all flowed together very, very well. I may or may not have read it very good or not. So I'm sorry about that.
I will say you read it pretty good.
I think
It
it turned out
was,
really good,
yeah,
though.
this was, it was short, sweet, to the point. It
And
moved.
I felt the points that they were trying to portray, it felt like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
One pointer I have is I kind of felt like the ending was a little half-hearted compared to the rest of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was on like an average toned story, I feel like it would be a lot easier to be like, oh yeah, no, this is like it's slowly coming to a close, you know. But this one is very punchy, very poetic,
Mm-hmm.
very a lot of prose in how it's written. I just wish there was a much more punchy ending.
Yeah.
I
Did
don't.
you feel the creepy, like, not scared feeling, but like the creepy feeling of the fact that he was buried 10 years ago?
I feel like that was where it kind of fumbled me a
See,
little bit.
that, and for me, that fumbled a little bit for me as well, because it was so good at that, like,
It kind of felt like,
poetic feel.
yeah, I feel like it could have just been slipped in a little smoother, if you know what I mean, a little bit more
Yes.
punchy. But that's okay. I mean, I think it doesn't take away from the central theme
Uh-uh.
of the story. And you know, like having experience with this sort of thing, it's definitely tugs at some of those nerves,
Mm-hmm.
like the wordage, the verbiage choice, the um, prose in which it's written. It's very smooth,
Yes.
very smooth, and very it gets the point across. And especially like having sort of, I don't know, like having sort of that level of understanding of a sort of taboo topic
Mm-hmm.
of generational abuse. It's definitely something that like makes it probably a deeper story for like say me compared to people who haven't struggled with this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, I think this was so well done and so elegantly written that the ending just kind of felt like he had to end it, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. It was like it wasn't as coherent as the rest of the story, which kind of took me out at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like a hard pullout, right? It didn't feel like I was being brake checked.
Yeah.
It was just like that ending kind of felt a little slippy.
Yes. And that, for me, I feel the same way, because I think, even in the beginning where it said, like, what good is a legacy if it's spent looking for purpose at the bottom of a bottle? Like, that line just hooked me in to the point where I enjoy the way this author words things. I
Mm-hmm.
love how so many of their sentences are just those hooking type of sentences where I continuously want to read what they wrote.
Yeah.
It's just hard because it's, especially with this type of content warning, it's hard to, and where this author took it, it's hard to end it in a, to me it might be hard to end it in a punchier way. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
No, I could see
Or
that.
like not knowing how to, because of how much of a good story it is in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And especially like if now I'm sort of making assumptions here, so like I'm gonna tread lightly. If this is written based on personal experience, it could be also a simple fact of it never ended,
Mm-hmm.
which is alluded in the story with the father tapping on the window. So it could be a more poetic
It
stance on
is.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the father's there as sort of visions of his past trauma,
Mm-hmm.
tapping on the window, in sort of alluding to the fact that the trauma, although it's over in the physical world, mentally, it's never going to leave.
Yeah.
He's scarred for good.
And you know what though, I love the way they this author did it, because I do
Mm-hmm.
feel like that is such a realistic feeling that so many people would
Mm-hmm.
understand,
I agree. I
you
think
know,
it's very
in their own way.
smooth. It's
It
like
is. It is.
it feels very purposeful, which is,
Mm-hmm.
of course, I really like that, and paces everything to me in a story. You
Mm-hmm.
can lose me pretty much within the first paragraph if it's not paced correctly.
Correct.
This one felt paced all the way up till the very end. And by the very end, I mean literally the last two sentences is what kind of lost me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I see the purpose behind it. It's just, I think if it's cleaned up a little bit better, this would be a 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But where it stands right now, I think this is a great example of what a 4 would look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's very elegant, but being that it kind of kills me in the end, it just feels, the whole story just feels so full of heart and so full of, I mean, no, I don't know how to say it, like just beautiful prose, beautiful language, beautiful, sort of an elegant way of writing, and then right when you slip into the very end, it just feels like the ending doesn't have that heavy emotion to go with it, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Well, because it was so heavy hit in the begin, like in the story, besides the ending, it's hard to, like, there has to be a little bit of a hit somewhere, you know
Uh-huh.
what I mean, but it just hit in the end of the story.
And it kind of takes,
But at the same time, again, it also works, to me at least.
yeah, no, it definitely works. I think one of the things that I would love to see more of is just a little bit, like, cleaned it up a little bit. Then this is just my opinion. For other people, this might be 5 out of 5. For me, the only reason it's 4 out of 5 is just because of the ending.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if it was cleaned up a little bit better and transitioned, you can keep the ending. The ending lands.
It's just, how did they
It's just getting
transition it
to the ending is where I would like to see it cleaned up a little bit. I think that's a better way to put it. And it's not, I mean, this is like tearing apart Edgar Allan Poe. This isn't by any means everybody's opinion. This probably wouldn't even catch if it was everyone's opinion. But I think if if you were to just clean it up at the tail end there, transition it a little bit smoother, I think, man, it would send it. It would send it for me.
Yeah.
I think this is, I mean, based on personal experience and um, based on my my personal preference of stories like this, that would send the entire thing for me.
Yeah.
It would just be beautiful.
Yeah.
But aside from that, Meticulous Anxiety, I really enjoyed it. And
See, for me, I would probably give it a 5, which is crazy that I'm higher than yours,
mm-hmm,
because I don't think it took away necessarily as much feeling as it did for you
mm-hmm,
to me. I do think it could have been a little bit more transitioned, like, differently,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think it was so bad to the point where you would have to go and change that ending,
Well,
in my opinion. And so for me, I see it more as I'm nitpicking because it's a personal choice,
okay.
or versus changing the ending, even though we can keep it. For me, I feel like I'm nitpicking versus anything. So
Yeah.
for me, that's why I'm going to say 5, because I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I also see where you're coming from as a 4, which, again, me and you do not have to choose the same exact rating.
Yep.
But I like, for me, I really liked it.
Good.
So I think that was a great one.
Yeah, I think you're rolling with the big dogs, man. I think
Yeah,
Meticulous
I think
Anxiety.
I would love to read some more and even, like, hear a little bit more on why you wrote it. And of course, I know it's a sensitive topic, so if you don't want to, no feelings hurt at all.
Yeah.
I would just love to know more about your other works and everything too. But yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, story 2.
Okay. So
Actually, you know what though? When we were thinking about this episode, you came to me and told me, hey, we have this creator who keeps sending multiple short stories, right? So we figured, what cool way would it be? What fun way, cool way? I don't know. What fun idea would it be to bring in some of these short stories? Because they're pretty short.
Yes.
So if you want to do the introduction of this person, that'd be great.
So this is actually when I first started up doing the Mesoscale reviews, he was actually the first one that I reviewed. And so this is...
And he's continued to write, though.
Oh, yeah. Inevitable Weather 56. He wanted us to use his full name just so that his buddies can...
Here, too.
His buddies can know exactly what's going on. That might be a tall order, my friend.
I really hope that you enjoy our ratings.
So, full name, Inevitable Weather 56. His actual name, Joe Ross.
Which
So
also...
I'm going to call you Joe. Joe DiMaggio.
First off, I really like Inevitable as his, user.
It's kind of funny.
But I also really like Joe Ross. That's a great name.
That's a good writer's name.
Which also, is that, full name? Or is that, first name?
That's full name. Joe space Ross.
His last name is Ross.
Yes.
I kind of like it, though.
Yeah, it's
Because you know how some people do, their first and middle name? Joe Ross. I didn't know if it was Joe Ross and then blank. Or if it was, Joe, if you have a middle name, and Ross as, last name. I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool.
It is a cool name.
I think that's really cool.
So I really like this guy's stories. They're punchy. They're fun. There's one that we're going to read that's pretty whimsical.
Again, they're shorter.
It's shorter, and they're just fun.
That's why we figured we'd do a few of them.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of a grab bag of this guy's work. Plus, he's been super supportive of the show, and
all of them have, though. Yeah. Honestly, all of our viewers have been amazing, which, considering we've only put out 3 episodes. Did you look at our last time that the views on YouTube?
Yeah.
It has been so fun to see, and to see how many people have reached out to us loving our stuff, which honestly, when CW came to me and was like, hey, we should do a podcast, I was like, no. I kind of just put that thought down because, first off, I'm not a funny person. Second of all,
she is.
Second of all, who really wants to listen to me talk?
Honestly, as long as I'm in the mood, I'm rolling.
What kind of mood are you in?
I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet.
Is there a reading mood? What kind of mood are you in?
Not a
scaled mood.
No, the meso mood.
Well, anyways, I just want to say really quickly before we get into Joe Ross.
Joe Ross.
Before we get
into
like
a rock star.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's so cool to say.
Please, everyone, welcome up Joe
Ross. Anyways, wow, we've been married for so long. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for all of your guys' support and love that we have seen while making this podcast. So if you guys feel so inclined to, please feel free to subscribe so we can know that we should make more. Please comment below and tell us your thoughts, because we would love to know.
Tell us your favorite story.
Or tell us if AL is your favorite person out of both of the hosts. But, whichever one. You guys can pick. AL's better.
AL's my favorite person.
Oh, AL is my favorite person too. You're so sweet.
Yeah, fucking.
Hey, you popped the question.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, you are my favorite person, though, just so you know.
All right. So today,
besides my dog, though,
we're going to be reading.
Hey, I was just telling you. All right. Here we go. The first one that we're going to do is...
When I'm awake, my arms are asleep, and I think when I'm asleep, my arms are awake.
So does that mean sleepwalking, cleaning your house? Because listen,
sleep cranking.
Okay. I was just gonna say, if I was asleep and
hey, Lefty, what are you doing?
If I was asleep,
get your hands off of that.
And I just cleaned my whole house and woke up to a clean house, I would love that.
Ah, fuck.
Get your head out of the gutter.
Lefty, don't rub it like that.
All
What
right.
are you doing?
All right.
Ah, come on, Lefty.
All right, Joe Ross. Here
All
we
right,
go.
let's get it.
When I'm awake, my arms are asleep, and when I think when I'm asleep, my arms are awake. Look, I've already butchered the title. Actually, I know now that they are awake when I am asleep. What? Every morning, I woke up with my arms asleep, not the usual tingling from sleeping on them wrong. Oh my gosh, that's my worst. I hate that. I hate when my arms are tingly.
Tingly.
Just so you guys know.
Tingly.
I mean, completely asleep. Dead weight hanging from my shoulders. I'd have to shake them for minutes before I can move them again. My coworkers laughed when I told them about it.
You're just getting old, Dirk.
One of them said. I laughed out loud too, but yelled,
Fuck you, Dave!
in my mind. Then strange things started happening. I'd wake up to find my television on, cabinet doors open, my toothbrush sitting in the kitchen sink, a chair moved from the dining table to the hallway. I lived alone and blamed myself. Maybe I was forgetful or maybe I was sleepwalking. I remember my uncle had sleepwalking problems, so maybe it runs in the family. As I was trying to figure out my new self-diagnosed condition, I noticed long scratches on my forearms. Thin red lines, like a cat attacked just my forearms and hands. But I don't have a cat. I live alone. One morning I woke up to find my phone unlocked. There were dozens of pictures in my gallery, all of them blurry, taken sometime between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Walls, corners, ceilings, close-ups of door handles, the inside of my closet. I deleted them. I told myself that there had to be an explanation. The next morning, as usual, my arms were asleep again. But this time, there was black ink written on the back of my left hand. 3 words written in messy capital letters.
Don't trust it!
I don't think the ghost says it like that.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think so.
Prepubescent. That's
All
what
right.
it is. Don't trust it!
I stared at it for nearly an hour. I lived alone. I didn't remember writing it. I scrubbed it off before going to work. Hey, at least he didn't use permanent marker. That's
Yeah.
always the best.
What did you use? What a legend.
The following morning, I found another message. This one stretched across my left forearm. The letters were uneven, as if written by someone in a hurry.
I'm trying to help you!
I nearly threw up. I ordered a camera and had it same day delivered. That night, I placed it on a dresser and pressed record. I could hardly go to sleep from the anticipation to watch whatever happened in the morning. The next morning, I woke up with my arms asleep, completely numb. It took almost 10 minutes before I could bend my fingers. Then I watched the footage. For hours, nothing happened. I slept peacefully. Then sometime around 3 in the morning, my arms moved. Only my arms. The rest of my body remained perfectly still. My chest rose and fell. My mouth let out snores I didn't know I made. My eyes stayed shut, but my arms lifted off the bed. They moved slowly at first, testing their range, flexing fingers, rotating wrists, as though checking that everything still worked. Then they got out of bed. They dragged my body behind them. For a minute, I was going to say, just the arms detached? I was a little worried there. They dragged my body behind them, not gracefully, like 2 determined people trying to move a heavy piece of furniture. My head lolled forward and backward. My legs dragged across the floor. I never woke up. I watched in horror as my hands opened drawers, picked up objects, examined photographs, flipped through books. They moved with purpose, with intelligence. They weren't random. They were looking for something. Every night after that, I recorded. Every morning, my arms were asleep, and every morning, the footage grew worse. Sometimes they wrote notes. Sometimes they searched the apartment. Sometimes they simply sat at the kitchen table with my sleeping body while my fingers tapped silently against wood. Once, my right hand slapped my left away from a kitchen knife. The left hand immediately tried again. The right stopped it again and again until both hands retreated. I didn't want to ever go back to sleep after watching that, but I need to sleep, so I wrapped my arms in blankets before bed. The next morning, the blankets were folded neatly on the floor. I duct taped over mittens over my hands. Oh, hold on. I duct taped oven mitts over my hands. Next morning, the tape had been peeled away. I tied my wrist to the bed frame. Morning came and the knots were undone. Always while I slept. Always before I woke up. Time out.
Okay.
1. So the ghost tape, or the ghost person of the hands, literally just peeled away this tape.
I think it's him.
Like, nicely just peeled away.
Yeah. Oh, because
like,
they don't want to hurt her.
Well, I guess if he's doesn't want to hurt himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And second of all, the only thing that's really throwing me off reading this is there needs to be a little bit of editing when it comes to putting a space after a period and capitalizations.
Yeah.
But besides that, I do feel like I am able to understand.
Yeah. It doesn't really affect the flow very much.
Just putting that out there, though, Joe.
Joe DiMaggio.
Again, I'm a little bit more blunt than
Jojo.
CW.
Jojo Siwa.
Did you see her thing about her new bows?
I don't keep up with her.
I don't mean to. She just keeps popping up on my TikTok. It's not like I want to. All right. Days turned into weeks. I stopped trusting myself. I stopped answering calls. Lost my job because I stopped leaving my apartment. Hold on. Why are you not going to go get help, dude? Wouldn't that be your first thought? Okay, if your arms were doing something in the middle of the night, if you started sleepwalking, what would you do?
Probably just let it go.
Bullshit.
No, it's kind of the same.
Bullshit.
No, I think there's something to be said about it, because like, if you're like, how many guys do you know that like have a weird fucking lump in their asshole, and then they're like, I'm just gonna roll with it until it does something.
First off, I don't ask men if they have a lump in their fucking asshole.
Or what if like the like weird hernias and shit, and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait until it does something. It's not really affecting nothing right now. Like, I feel like there's some merit behind it. Like, to this extent.
If you're slapping your other arm in the middle of the night because the other arm wants a fucking knife, you're not going to go somewhere and ask them what the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. I just feel like there's some merit behind it. I probably would. Eventually.
All right. Men. What if they decided to leave one night? What if they already had? Then came the messages not written with ink. Wait, hold on. Then came the messages not written with ink. Now they are being typed. I woke up one morning to find a document open on my laptop. A single sentence filled the page.
Your left arm wants to leave!
I stared at it the next morning.
The left arm wants to get in the kitchen drawer!
I locked every knife in a toolbox. Okay, at least he's smart. The next morning, after that,
the right arm is getting tired.
I didn't understand, but I couldn't stop recording. I had to know. The footage showed that what the notes meant. Night after night, my left arm would find dangerous things that I misplaced around the house over the years living here. Scissors I dropped in the couch cushions, a steak knife lost in between the refrigerator and kitchen counter, razor blades in my medicine cabinet, and every single time my right arm fought it. They wrestled across table countertops, across floors, fingers twisting against fingers, one hand trying to protect me, the other trying to grab anything that could cause bodily harm. That would kind of be funny to watch.
That would be. It's like
I'm sorry,
your limp body's just being drugged.
Yeah. And your fingers, you just see them, like, you know, like your thumb wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, all I can think of is like thumb wrestling, but through the night.
Hell
That's
yeah.
funny. I like that.
They were enemies.
I was going.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on. They were enemies attached to the same body. Then one morning, I woke up in an awkward position. My arms weren't limp by my sides like all the other mornings. My right hand squeezed my left wrist so tightly its knuckles had gone white. Even when I woke, it hadn't let go. My left fingertips were dark purple like bulging grapes, and a bruised ring formed on my left arm where my own fingers had held it down all night. It made me think of the Simpsons episode where Homer chokes Bart. The visual in my head made me chuckle, then my face instantly went back to dread because finally I understood they hated each other. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like oh fuck.
Yeah.
Ah shit.
I don't sleep much anymore. When exhaustion finally takes me, I secure my left arm as best as I can. My right arm rests beside me, faithful, watchful, waiting. Every morning, I wake with my arms asleep. I check the footage, I read the notes they've left behind, and every day the messages become shorter, more desperate, until this morning I found only 4 words typed across the screen. The keyboard was broken on the floor, the keys spread everywhere. The message read,
"The right arm lost!"
I looked down at my body. My left hand rested quietly in my lap, perfectly still, patient. My right arm lay beside me, bruised and scratched all over it. And for the first time, I couldn't wake it up.
Oh.
Part 2.
Okay, so this is originally a 2-parter, so this is the next part, yeah.
Is that the end of it?
Yeah, that's the end of part 1.
No, I know. Is there only 2 parts?
Only 2 parts.
Okay. I didn't sleep for 3 days. After finding my right arm beaten and unresponsive, I promised myself one thing. I would never close my eyes again. I tied my left arm to my waist with a belt. I could still use it. I just didn't trust it at all. I drank coffee until my hands shook. Energy drinks lined the kitchen counter like trophies. I set alarms to go off every 15 minutes. If I even started drifting, the noise would yank me back. I wasn't going to lose another night, because every morning I had woken up to evidence of a struggle I couldn't remember. I was done being the unconscious victim. If my arm wanted to move, it would have to do it while I was watching. The first night was easy. The second night wasn't. By the third, the apartment felt wrong. Not haunted, just unfamiliar. I'd walk into the kitchen and forget why I was there. I'd find myself standing in the bathroom doorway with no memory of getting up from the couch. Sometimes I'd catch my left hand twitching. Tiny movements. The flex of a finger, a slow curl of the thumb. I tightened the belt around it with my teeth so hard and fast I broke a tooth. Hey, this is your part, sir.
Oh, I gotcha.
Hey, you're not gonna win.
You're not gonna win!
Okay, it was a whisper. You're not gonna win. Thank you. I whispered. The left hand responded by tapping slowly against my hip. By the 4th day, I was hearing things. The hum of the refrigerator sounded like whispering. The air conditioner seemed to breathe. Shadows stretched strangely in the corners of my vision. I know sleep deprivation could cause hallucinations. I think I read somewhere where you are clinically insane after not sleeping for 72 hours. I literally was about to say, how long can you go without sleeping?
72 hours.
Thank you for doing my research for me.
You're tired. That's all.
I repeated that to myself constantly. But exhaustion does strange things to a person. You stop trusting your thoughts. You stop trusting your memories. Eventually, you stop trusting time. I looked at the clock. 7:12 p.m. I blinked. 9:48. I couldn't remember the last 2 hours. I checked the camera footage. Nothing. I'd simply sat on the couch, staring straight ahead, not moving, not sleeping, just existing. On the 5th night, I sat on the kitchen table with a cold cup of coffee, my left arm strapped against my body, my right arm motionless beside me. I watched the second hand on the clock. At 3:14 a.m., my left index finger moved. I froze suddenly. It pointed toward the knife drawer.
No!
I said as if I was disciplining a child. The finger twitched again more instantly.
No!
I yelled. My finger bent backward with a crack that made me scream, then pointed again. The belt strained. The muscles beneath my skin writhed. The muscles beneath my skin writhed, as though something inside my arm was trying to crawl free. I tightened the belt until my fingers went numb. The arm stopped moving. I sat there shaking until sunrise. I wiped my eyes with my right hand. Wait, I can move my right arm now. I had done it. I stayed awake. I had won. Morning light spilled through the windows. For the first time in weeks, I felt relief. I laughed. I actually laughed. I was exhausted, broken, sore, but I had beaten it. I stood from the kitchen chair, or at least I tried to. My knees buckled. I crashed to the floor. I looked down. Both my legs lay stretched beneath me. Heavy, cold, dead weights. Pins and needles exploded through my feet.
No!
I punched my thighs. Nothing. I drug my fingernails into my calves. I couldn't feel it.
No.
Panic rose in my chest. I grabbed the edge of the counter and dragged myself towards the living room. I looked at my legs, then back at my hands. The camera. I needed the camera. I pulled myself across the floor and rewound the footage from the night before. I watched myself sitting at the kitchen table, fighting my left arm, staying awake, refusing sleep hour after hour. Then just before sunrise, I saw something I didn't remember. I lowered my head onto the table. Only a second, maybe less, a blink, a moment. My eyes closed, both arms still and beneath the table. My legs moved. One foot tapped against the floor, then the other. Knees bending, toes flexing. Patient, testing, learning.
And that is...
When I'm awake, my arms are asleep. I think when I'm asleep...
my arms are awake. Thoughts?
It was good. I think the thing that, out of everything that I would say to work on, would be just fixing up the editing of the story, of if someone was reading it themselves, not listening to it. Besides that, though, I think that was a great concept.
It's fun. It's just
a fun concept.
It's fun. I'd agree with AL. I think grammar is just the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. But as far as like verbiage and
storyline,
I think you nailed it.
I do too.
But as far as punctuation and stuff like that, I would just focus but have like an afterthought, have a peer edit, peer review, and then you could kind of go from there.
So for me, besides that, though, I think again it was just a fun story. I think it was something that you kind of don't think about. Yeah. When you think of nighttime. Yeah,
very unique.
So I think that was such a cool thought process.
It's a funny body, or it's not a funny, but a cool body horror.
There is some funniness of the way that there was imaging.
Yeah.
I will admit, like the Homer and Bart, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wait, I shouldn't be laughing at that? That's funny to me. So I really like that.
All right. So what would you rate this on the scale?
I would probably rate it at a high 3. But not because I don't think the story is great. I think it's because I need more editing on here. Mm-hmm. So my recommendation, again, I think you have such a great story. I think this is such a fun story that really a lot of people don't think about. So the topic is just such a good topic. I think the only thing I would need in this one is just go through and edit this story a little bit in the sense of how the sentences are going. Make sure that you're capitalizing where you need to. Make sure you kind of put the punctuation where it needs to go. But besides that, like that's the only reason why I'm giving it that low.
Yeah.
Because really, it's such a fun story, great story. I laughed and I also kind of had that like heebie-jeebie feel.
Yeah.
So I love that.
It's eerie, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. I think.
And what about you?
I would probably say this is a great example of a 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the concept's fun. I think the execution was great. I just think punctuation kind of takes it down.
It does.
But
again, that's something that you could easily go in and edit.
Oh, yeah, easily.
You know, it's not like you need to change your story per se. It's just, you just need to go in and edit how it's written.
Yes.
So besides that, though, I loved it. I think that was such a fun one.
Alrighty, so our next one is called Grandma's Cookbook.
Perfect.
So I think we've decided on a kind of way we're doing it, but AL will be narrating and trying to come up with a.
You're better at voices, though.
I'll just be voice acting.
I'm a better narrator, so I'm biased, but I'm a better narrator.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like your voice when it comes to narrating.
Grandma's Cookbook.
Also by Inevitable Weather.
Or
Joe Ross.
Thanks, Joe Ross.
Joe DiMaggio.
When my grandmother died, oddly, nobody cried for me.
But me.
Shit.
Wow, starting off strong.
Start it over. When my grandmother died, oddly, nobody cried but me. Not my mother, not my father, not my aunts or uncles. It was a small funeral, just my family was there, socializing instead of mourning like me. I tried to smile as I looked around at odd photographs of Grandma standing in her garden, flour on her apron and a wooden spoon in her hand. Seeing the picture made me think of the family get-togethers where she would always cook a big special feast.
That's me.
Sorry. Seeing the picture made me...
special feast!
Hold on, I'm going to go back so you can read it.
Okay.
Seeing the picture made me think of the family get-togethers where she would always cook a
big special feast,
she called it. Even when I was sick, Grandma would be at our house cooking a special chicken noodle soup for me. Remembering those moments, seeing her in a casket broke me down again. I sat in the front pew, tears running down my face, wondering if grief had broken something inside of me or if it had skipped everyone else entirely. Did you ever, now your grandparents are alive?
Yes.
Mind you. Most of them.
Yes.
Your grandpa passed. But, I remember my grandparents just passed. This past, within the 6 years, my two grandmas passed away. But did you ever do, family gatherings?
Yeah.
Big ones?
Yeah.
Everybody came?
Yeah. We had a few family reunions and shit.
Were they memorable?
Kind of. I remember seeing a kid. I don't remember who he is, and if he ever listens to this homeboy had a 3DS. I remember being so pissed off because he kept he wouldn't let me play it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, you little fucking bastard! Let me play it. He wouldn't let me play it.
It was his.
It was his. I was completely.
You're just an asshole.
Yeah, completely unjust in my desire.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really remember.
See, we had my dad's side. We had these huge family gatherings. Mind you, my grandma had 9 siblings. And their kids all had kids, right?
Christ.
So we would have to go rent out pavilions to do it.
Pavilions is kind of funny.
We would rent out a park to go do it.
We would just show up at a park.
Well, we would probably show up at a park, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, did you guys have security guards that escort other families off the park?
No.
That'd be so funny.
We just all came in.
Hey.
If they stayed, they stayed. If they didn't, they left.
Hey, get that little fat shit off of this park. Hey, you're not allowed to be here.
Why are you New Yorkin'?
Because I think it'd be funny.
Well, anyways, that's just what that made me think of. All right. I loved my grandmother, but she had always scared me a little bit. Well, what?
Ooh.
She smiled too wide.
Ooh.
All right. Well, that's rude.
I love you. I love you, grandson. Come here. Give me a big wet kiss on the lips.
Stop. All right. I will admit this one I think will need a comma right here because it makes sense when you read it. She smiled too wide, knew when people were lying before they spoke, and she smelled funny. See, that was all all different periods. I'm trying to help.
I'm going to pitch your chick.
I'm going to totally be the old lady with candy in her purse.
So you can lure kids in your van?
No, that's going to be you.
No.
You're going to be the balloon guy.
The balloon guy.
Have you seen, those crime shows where it's a clown?
All right, now you're comparing me to real criminals. All right. Now hold on.
Anyways.
We might be YouTubers, but we're not slipping down that road in any world or realm.
She smiled too wide, knew when people were lying before they spoke, and she smelled funny. But I still loved her, and I knew, no, she loved me. She never was mad at me or scolded at me She never was mad at me or scolded at me every time I looked at her. She was glaring at me with that wide smile. I used to watch her cook sometimes, and she never measured ingredients while cooking. She tossed things into a pot and with absolute certainty, and say,
The old ways don't need measuring cups.
After the funeral, my parents asked me to help clean out her house. I found a recipe book in the kitchen drawer beneath the oven mitts. The cover was cracked leather, stained dark around the edges, embossed in fading gold letters were the words,
Edna's Cookbook.
Despite everything, I smiled. I flipped a couple of pages.
Chicken soup. 1 whole carrot. Carrots.
Nope.
Celery.
Nope. One whole chicken.
Fuck! 1 whole chicken. Carrots. Celery. Onion. Fresh thyme. 3 drops of infant tears collected before sunrise.
I frowned. I turned the page.
Birthday cake. Flour. Sugar. Eggs. Vanilla extract. Hair from the celibant's first haircut.
I laughed nervously then I kept reading.
Pot roast. Chuck roast. Potatoes. Beef stock. Rosemary. Garlic. 1 baby tooth from each member of the household.
My laughter faded. The further I read, the worse it became. Dried blackbird hearts, fingernails, ashes from a funeral pyre, blood willingly given. Some recipes had notes written in Grandma's looping handwriting.
For difficult children, from neighbors of Bry, use only if the fever peaks at midnight.
I slammed the book shut. That night, I drove straight to my parents' house. I dropped the cookbook onto the kitchen table.
Have you looked at this?
I asked, my mother adjusting her glasses. My father looked down at the cracked leather cover. Neither of them looked surprised. My dad picked up the book, flipped through the first page, second page, third page, then back up me. Finally, my dad said,
Oh?
I snapped.
Grandma kept recipes with blood and teeth in them, and your response is, oh?
Mom glanced at Dad, then back at me.
We always thought you knew,
She said softly.
Knew what? That Grandma was a cannibal?
Awkward silence. Then Mom and Dad erupted in laughter. Wiping tears from her face, my mom replied, They have to be able to hear me. Wiping tears from her face, my mom replied, No, silly.
Hey.
Sorry.
No, silly. We thought you knew that your grandmother was a witch.
This time I laughed. They didn't.
You can't be serious.
Dad rubbed the back of his neck.
Read.
She stopped practicing publicly before you were born.
He said.
People were less understanding back then.
Then he looked at me, scratching his head.
You don't remember her taking you on that broom ride when you were about 9 years old. She took you out in the middle of the night on her broom. We couldn't even be mad at her. She said you were old enough to know the family secret. You were so young, you must have forgot.
Mom nodded.
Most of these recipes were protection charms.
I stared at them.
Baby teeth.
Protection.
The blood. Healing. The blackbird hearts?
Mom hesitated.
He didn't ask about those.
Silence settled over the room. Then my father reached for the book. He slowly turned page after page, his expression unreadable. The room was quiet except for the soft, incoherent voice of my dad reading. Then he stopped. Hell.
What is it?
My mother whispered. Dad didn't answer first. Then he read aloud from the page.
Resurrection funeral feast. Lamb, fresh rosemary, sea salt, ashes from the deceased. One family gathered willingly at the table, a single tear collected from each family member, and the heart of the first grandchild.
I waited for Dad to laugh, to call it a sick joke. Instead, he carefully closed the recipe book and rested his trembling hand on the cover. When he finally looked up at me, there were tears in his eyes for the first time since the funeral.
You were the only one who cried,
He said quietly. I frowned.
What does that have to do with anything?
His voice cracked.
Because everyone else already knew she'd come back. We didn't know how or when, but she told us she will be back.
My mother reached for his arm.
Please.
She whispered, but Dad pulled away, his gaze never leaving me.
I've never waited a long time, I've waited a long time for this recipe.
He said.
Your grandmother died before teaching it to me.
That's when I realized the tears on his face weren't from grief. They were from relief. Relief that he would see his mother again.
End. And that was Grandma's cookbook.
I remember reading this.
Yeah, I think
with you.
Yeah, we've read this one.
Prior to this. That one's good.
I like it. It's fun.
This one, I will admit, though, the only thing on here that I will say, it just needs a little bit of editing.
Yeah, little touch-ups.
I will say the thing that really was hard about this was you had all these, like, sentences where they needed more commas versus just ending like periods.
Uh-huh.
And so it was very difficult. So like on the, she smiled too wide, knew when people were lying before they spoke, and she smelled funny, but I still loved her. That you just did like capital she, smiled too funny, period, capital N or K, knew when people were lying, period, and capital A, and then comma, but I still loved her. So that sentence, like for me, it's just, there's a few of those grammar mistakes that just threw me off a lot when reading it.
Yeah.
I love the storyline, but I think that one just definitely needs a lot more editing on it.
Yeah, that one definitely pulled me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, because I had to kind of go backwards a little bit to make sure that I was reading it correctly.
Yes.
So I think for me, this one was, I love the storyline. I think for me, though, I don't know if I would rate it as high as I did the last one.
Really?
Because I think the other storyline, and even with the grammar mistakes, it was easier for me to read.
That's fair.
So for me, it would be more of a lower 3.
Yeah, I agree. I still think it's in the realm of a 3.
I still think it's a 3.
I just think it's definitely not as honed in as the last one.
I definitely think if you kind of edited it a little bit more, it would be phenomenal.
Yes.
I love the concept. I think that's a great concept. I think it did kind of throw me off in the end because she turned out to be a witch. It was kind of the, like I get where it was going.
Yes.
But I just wish there was a little bit more than just it being she was a witch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No,
maybe it works.
Yeah, I think it definitely works. I think it's not the result that you wanted, though.
Yeah, I think
because that's how it is with me.
Yeah, for me it was just like, dang.
Or I wish the abruptness of, oh, you didn't know she was a witch, came about a little bit more smoothly.
Yes.
But I think it's still a well done story.
I think it's more just the editing for me.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like it. I think it's great. So there's Grandma's Cookbook.
Last one, I See Little People.
Which the title is just kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going into this.
This one's fun. This is more whimsical, and I really like the message behind it.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I think
there's one baller ass line I love in this book, or in this story, that sets it apart from the others.
Oh, okay. All right. I See Little People by
Inevitable Weather.
Or
Joe Ross. Joe DiMaggio.
I saw one today on lunch break behind the warehouse. Corey was scrolling through his phone, passing me a joint while complaining about overtime.
I swear,
he said, exhaling a cloud of smoke.
If they ask me to stay late one more time, I'm quitting. You say that every day. One day, I'm going to mean it.
I took a hit and handed the joint back. The afternoon was quiet. Forklifts beeped in the distance. Thick smoke from the joint blew in the breeze. Then movement caught my eye. At the edge of a parking lot stood an old tree. A little person strutted out from a knot in its bark. It couldn't have been more than 6 inches tall. It wore leaf... Hold on, wait. Oh no, 6 inches.
Yeah, 6 inches is pretty...
Sorry, I was thinking 6 feet. I was like, 6 feet is so tall. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. A little person strutted out from a knot in its bark. It couldn't have been more than 6 inches tall. It wore little leaf clothes and a tiny wood helmet on its head, and in one hand it held what looked like a rope. I froze. A bird landed on the same branch. The little person grabbed the bird's feathers, swung one leg over his back, and mounted it like a horse. The pigeon shuffled impatiently. The tiny rider used the rope as reins. It pulled back, and the bird launched into the air. I looked away. I kept my face blank. I pretended I hadn't seen a thing, because by then this wasn't new for me. I'd been seeing them for months. The first time I saw one, it was standing at the grocery store shelf between 2 cans of soup. It wasn't hiding. It wasn't watching me. It was just standing there.
Reminds you of like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
That's what I was gonna say! I love that. I blinked. It was still there. I looked around to see if anyone else had noticed. A woman pushed her cart past it without reacting. A little boy reached for a can directly beside the little thing's head. No one screamed. No one pointed. No one saw it. I told my brother that night.
I think I saw a little person today.
He laughed.
What? Like a little person? No, I mean, really tiny person, small, like an elf, but I don't think it was an elf. It didn't seem magical. It was just standing there like a dude.
His smile faded when he realized I wasn't joking.
You should probably stop smoking so much.
I never brought it up again because I saw the look in his eyes. Concern. Concern that I might be unstable. At first, I only saw them once every few weeks. A tiny figure standing under a park bench, one resting on top of a gas pump, another sitting on a traffic light, swinging its legs as a car passed beneath it. That's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Just imagine a little guy just swinging there. Another sitting. Then the sightings became daily. Soon they were everywhere, perched on the office cubicle walls at work, walking from behind the vending machines, clinging to the backs of the people's coats like children hitching rides, whispering to one another. I could never understand what they were saying. I stopped trying to figure them out. I stopped reacting. I learned to keep my face blank when I see them. Because what do you tell people? Tiny people are crawling all over the city? Doctors? Questions? Crazy? So I stayed quiet. I survived.
What the hell is that?
Corey said. My stomach dropped. Slowly, I looked over. Corey was staring upward. The pigeon swooped over the parking lot with the tiny rider clinging to its back. Corey stood up so fast the joint fell from his hand.
Do you see that?
I didn't answer.
Tell me you see that.
The pigeon circled overhead, the little rider leaning low on the bird's neck. Corey pointed.
Oh my god.
The pigeon landed near the warehouse fence. The tiny rider dismounted and disappeared beneath the bush. Corey sprinted after it.
Hey!
Everyone outside on the lunch break turned.
Does anybody see that?
He pointed frantically toward the fence.
There's a little man riding a pigeon.
Workers stopped loading trucks. A supervisor stepped outside. Corey searched the bushes widely. Then his expression changed. His face drained of color. He pointed toward the loading dock.
There!
3 of them walking on the hood of a semi-truck. Corey backed away. Near the dumpster, one pulled the spool of wire. On the curb near the bushes, another arranging berries into neat piles. Corey spun around.
Look!
His voice cracked. Sorry.
Look!
He yelled.
Look!
His voice cracked.
Look! Look!
He grabbed his head. How many?
How many are there?
People stared. He pointed everywhere.
That one has berries! There's some over there!
That one is a flying bird!
How can you... No, I think this is all just him.
Oh.
That one has berries! There are some over there! That one is flying a bird! How can you not see them?
Coworkers exchange nervous looks. Our supervisor gets on his phone and calls for security. As Corey ran across the parking lot, chasing after another pigeon as a tiny rider stared it overhead.
Does anybody else see this?
I stood there, silent, because I'd already learned the lesson Corey was learning in real time. The little people won't ruin your life. Talking about them will. Corey was admitted to a psychiatric institute. Acute psychosis, hallucinations. Observation required. I visited him once. He looked exhausted.
I know you can see them.
He whispered. His hands trembled.
One teaches raccoons how to untie knots.
He looked towards the corner of the room.
Another feeds sunflower seeds to a crow.
I followed his gaze. A tiny figure stood near the radiator. It carefully fitted a harness onto a mouse while the animal sat perfectly still. Corey gripped my wrist.
You can see them, right?
I looked at him, at the fear in his eyes, at the little person adjusting the mouse straps with patient hands. Then I nodded.
I see them.
Years have passed since then. I still go to work. I still pay my bills. I still answer.
I'm fine.
Whenever people ask how I'm doing. And every once in a while I see one. A tiny person's teaching a squirrel to crack nuts with a pebble. One grooming the feathers of a pigeon in a tree. I never say anything. I don't know what they are. I don't know why Corey and I could see them. I don't know if he ever got out of that institution. But I know that if you ever can't catch a glimpse of a little person, do yourself a favor. Look away. Keep walking. And don't ask.
Does anybody else see that?
The end.
That is the end of I See Little People by Inevitable Weather,
Or
52, or Joe Ross.
Woo! Woo!
Alrighty, thoughts?
Joe Ross, you got some fun imaginations.
Yeah, I will say, dude, like, in all honesty, the concepts of your stories are what sells them to me. The originality of them, it just makes it so much fun to read.
I think you have such amazing story ideas. It's just you got to work a little bit on your editing.
I think that last one was really good as far
Grammar.
as editing goes. I think there's a couple things that, like, I would watch a few videos, kind of hone in your grammar a little bit, and then I think you'll be rolling with the big dogs.
Besides that, though, phenomenal stories.
What do you think this one would rate at?
I think I would probably give this one a higher
I'd say 4.
from the other ones. So I would still probably say a lower 4 because you still need to work on the grammar just a little bit. But
the grammar didn't affect how I read it.
Yes, that I was going to finish my sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had to cut in on my sentence. I do believe that the grammar did not ruin how I read this book, how I read this story. So I think because of that, phenomenal 4.
Phenomenal 4, dude. I really enjoyed that. But that is...
You've been scaled.
Yeah, you've been scaled.
Just so you know.
You've been scaled.
And you know what, though? I am so glad we were able to read a few of them because not only did we get to see his writing style, it's just fun. You have some fun ideas. They're short, sweet, kind of to the point, but I love the concepts he has.
They're
because
punchy.
I feel like you don't see that a lot.
They're punchy, they're smooth, they're elegant, they're written with such a finesse that it's like, this is fun for me.
It is. And you know what? I don't see that a lot, and so that was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you for letting us rate your work, Inevitable Weather 52, or Joe Ross, Joe DiMaggio.
We would love to read more. Again, just work on a little bit more editing skills there.
Yeah, and if editing is a problem, you could always talk to peer reviews. You could always try to get people to actually edit your work. I know sometimes it's hard for us to edit it while we're reading it because we're trying to get into the story. So if we're tripping up over every dialogue line that has a little exclamation point or something, we're not going to be able to get into the story. But for the most part, I'd say, again, I loved it.
Yeah, I think fantastic topics that you have. I think those are just so fun to me.
And to say my favorite line in this story, let me find it real quick.
Yeah, what was your favorite line?
It is one of my favorites. It's just such...
You didn't even point it out when we read
I didn't because I didn't want to kill the flow. The little people won't ruin your life, talking about them will.
Yeah, that was good.
Fire.
I liked that.
It was so much fun, and I think if you have any other stories that you'd like to
I want to read
share,
more.
Please send them over.
I would love to. And you know what? This was so fun to do kind of a short story, like really short stories, all in one go, because they're fun to see them all.
They are very fun, and I think if you just hone in your skill a little bit, you're going
to have a phenomenal book right there.
Of
short stories.
Yeah. Honestly, I would buy a short storybook.
I would totally. You have such great ideas and such great topics that I think it would be phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting us read them, man.
Thank you guys. This has been so fun to kind of read all these short stories from not only Joe Ross, but also MeticulousAnxiety. You guys both have such fantastic stories. We're so excited to hear more of your guys' stories. And again, if you guys want to talk, let us know. We would love to see if that's kind of how your writing style is. And if you guys disagree on our rating, let us know and tell us why. We'd love to know that. Again, this is our opinions, and we want everybody else to be able to share theirs too.
Yeah, and I believe we have a interview scheduled for probably about next week.
For someone.
Yeah.
But we won't give that one away.
Yeah.
So anyways, with that being said, Please like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel so we know that you guys are wanting us to continue doing more podcasts. We love it. We've seen your guys' comments. We try to respond as much as we can. Again, we do have our full-time jobs with this as well, but it's been so fun to be able to do this with you guys, and we will see you in our next episode.
Thank you so
At
much,
this
guys.
time,
You've
been
scaled
peace
out, homies.